Let me do a quick mic check. Testing, testing, testing. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me do a quick mic check. Testing, testing, testing. All right, boys, let me know if you can see or hear me. Again, see me is not too important because we are using the webcams right now because Streamlabs is being very gay. They don't let you now use the Osmo camera, which is kind of annoying. Yes, we're live. What do I think about Litecoin? You know, I want to just say something real quick. When the questions that usually start with "What do you think?" are never good because I don't think about Litecoin. I don't think about really anything. I definitely, like, when you're going to ask a question, and we will get to questions, if it's what do you think, it's not going to be good, okay? Because I don't think about anything like how you probably think about it. The only thing I do think about, really, is what am I going to train at the gym tomorrow? That's the only thing I think about. But anyways, let's get into this video. Great, you can hear me. Amazing. First of all, we're going to give this 20, 30 seconds for guys to come in. How are you doing? Where are you joining in from? How is your cryptocurrency portfolio? Have you started any DeFi pools yet? No more questions on what do you think of, please. But I will answer the question. Don't worry, because I do always go back to questions at the end of the stream, all the way up to the top, and I will answer that question. But again, it's not going to be good. So you might want to delete it. Cool. Okay, before we start the stream, let's just have a look at the market. Parker was doing a live stream. We have reclaimed $70,000. Nice to see. For some people, because you're going to buy another coins. Okay. Well, even if I like Litecoin or don't like Litecoin, you shouldn't buy it because of me. Okay. So you can buy what you want to buy, because now you're basically saying, no, oh my God, I shouldn't buy it. You're like, yes, oh my God, let me buy it. It's just never going to be a good win, right? You're going to hate me or you're going to love me, and I have no control over what Litecoin can do. How do you feel about Orica? So that's another question that I'm not going to like, because it's like, what do you think? And now we're asking, how do I feel? I don't feel anything about Orica. What do you think? How do you feel? I don't feel Orica. Orica is not my girlfriend. Anyways, let's get into the video. But I will answer that question. How do I feel about Orica? It's a great platform if you want to monetize Solana, meme coins on Solana chain. I just haven't found it, or we haven't found it as good as VFAT. So it's fine, it's great, it does the job. But for my portfolio right now, there's better options. But you know, most guys have Solana. Most guys want to start monetizing Solana. Get yourself 50, 100 bucks in there. Have a play around with it, and see if you like it. But I don't feel anything specifically about Orica, to be honest. We used to use it a lot though. It was great back in the day, and it probably will come back. But right now, meh. What's the next best investment? Okay, we'll answer these questions as we get through this live chat, because I can go for 3 hours on that. Okay, title of this video, it's not here to scare you. Title of this video is Altcoins Will Destroy So Many Investors, Prepare Now. And the reason why I wanted to call it that is because that's already happened. Altcoins have destroyed many of investors, and probably 10-20% of you guys in chat, because they never fucking popped off. Right, and I'm talking about blue chips that were supposed to do well compared to 2021, but everybody just raised. Let's just say a coin went to $10 in 2021. Well, it has to go to $30 in 2025. That didn't happen for most of the coins that we're going to talk about today. But there's a caveat to that, and we're going to show you what you can do if you are in that category. Yes, we do. Okay, current stats right now. Portfolio $628,000. Up $5,000 today, nobody cares. There's where we're at. We've also got the DeFi Thailand Masterclass, but we will be there in 4 days now, which is pretty fucking exciting. In less than 4 days, we will be up and doing our first talk there in Koh Samui. That's pretty sick. Claimed fees on this just before this live stream, we're already back at $4. Again, just to show you everything, we have now stacked 2,500 USDC which is nice. $2,500 of USDC that I would never have by just holding USDC or Ethereum. Again, showing you guys that what you can do with a portfolio like this. And then remember here, there's like $18,000 that are not even in range. So these currently right now do not count towards the fees, which is pretty crazy because when they do come back in range, this bad boy is going to print. So that's where we are right now. Other thing I want to talk about is crypto bubbles. I like this website a lot more than what I do like recently. Kind of last month, it's been tough, right? Very, very tough. It's been a bumpy ride for most people that maybe got in crypto in 2026. It's not been great. You know, you look across the line here and like these are the top 900 to 1,000 coins, which is obviously what most people hold. If we look at the top 1 to top 100, it's really just red across the board. 60% down. Tau, obviously a solid coin that people like. 30%, Dash 50%. Solana, blue chip, right? Down 40%. It's crazy. But again, like I just seen on this comment here right now, we need to accumulate as much as we can. If you believe it's going to be good, you should do that. If you don't sell out. Just maybe chill out. Sit on the sidelines. Monetize your assets like we always talk about. I want to talk about this. This is interesting to me, okay? I'm going to start comparing Bitcoin to some altcoins, which I think is kind of like eye-opening to a lot of people to see the actual math is what has happened. But 3 things I really want to talk about in this video is you can still become a millionaire in crypto. It's just probably going to take longer than what you think. The problem is most people think Bitcoin and Ethereum will not get them there, okay? Then they buy shitcoins and it gets them in a worse situation. E.g. back to the title of this video, altcoins have destroyed so many people. You'd be better off buying Bitcoin in this cycle, so to say, if that was what we had. Number 2 is crypto is a booming industry. We have to keep remembering the long-term play here. You know, we're still early in this game. Okay, if you compare this industry to other industries, we're still at fucking like Amazon back at like 19 whatever when they launched after 10 years, right? We're still fucking early. It just doesn't seem like that right now because we're in the weeds of it. We're in the thick of it, right? We've had a big, bust after a boom. And millionaires can be created. The problem is the old way is now dead. Okay, the old 2021 way is now dead in my opinion. And if 2025 4-year cycle wasn't a wake-up call to that, hopefully you guys are starting to realize that. So let's talk about actual fucking things that kind of scares a lot of people that they don't want to watch. This is Bitcoin against USD, right? We're at 70K, doesn't really matter. Here's the title or the reason behind why I made this video. I want to compare Bitcoin to maybe some of your guys' favorite altcoins and mine. This is Bitcoin against ADA. Okay, so ADA that should have beat Bitcoin in the 2025 bull run got massively destroyed by Bitcoin. And again, we didn't know this was going to happen. We thought copy paste of 2025, and there's some altcoins that outperform Bitcoin, but we were talking about the guys that rid 2022 down just like us, and then start to DCA and think it was going to be fine. The harsh reality is, Bitcoin destroyed these higher potential coins that had way more risk. Bitcoin destroyed it. So this is Bitcoin against ADA. Kind of sucks. Let's look at Bitcoin against Solana. This is where it starts to become eye-opening. I'm not to convince you to sell your altcoins and just buy Bitcoin. It would be safer, it'd be nice, but obviously the caveat to this is obviously Bitcoin costs a lot of money and there's not much potential, as we would say. This is Bitcoin against Solana. Pretty scary, right? Pretty scary. Let's look at Bitcoin against XRP. You're probably going to see it's the same scenario. Same scenario here. And I'm not nitpicking, by the way. I'm talking about ADA, Solana, XRP. Like, I'm talking about coins that should have beat Bitcoin. I'm not cherry picking and finding like scam little meme coins here. I'm talking about top assets that we all have and like. Let's talk about Link. Destroyed. Okay, we love Link. Great project, fantastic. But against Bitcoin, it got decimated. And nobody wants to talk about it anymore. That everybody was talking about in 2021 is fucking Polkadot. Probably the worst performing asset that should have done well in the kind of top 50 to top 100, if it even is still in there on CoinMarketCap, got absolutely fucking destroyed by Bitcoin. Terrible, right? Was betting on all it's getting destroyed. Okay. Anyways, that's, top blue chip coins, ADA, Solana, XRP, Link, and DOT. Not cherry picked. Could have chose more. Let's just even look at one of mine, like HBAR, right? Was doing well. But guess what? Bitcoin kind of beat it long term. Now, obviously, HBAR is having a little pump because there was some news yesterday, somebody told me. But, really in 2025, decimated by Bitcoin. So it would have been better for me to buy Bitcoin instead of HBAR. That's what would have happened. Now, long term, I like to be diversified. I like to have those riskier assets. But cash on cash right now, Bitcoin was a better investment. So top blue chip coins, right? Not really. Disaster. Disaster if you can just hold Bitcoin, right? Absolute disaster. And I'm not going to do this, but you can imagine if I looked at coins outside of the coins that we just looked at, how much Bitcoin has destroyed these safer play, more riskier play coins that should outperform Bitcoin. Is a fucking disaster compared to 2021. The problem, and this is where it gets bad, and this is what I've realized on my own personal journey, and this is why I don't make specific altcoin videos anymore, because I just think it's a waste of time, is this is where investors' money went, okay? Let's look at some other top altcoins, 2021 versus 2025. And I was sucked into this for so long. It's only the last couple of months that I've really changed my opinion on this, and that's just what I believe right now. Yes, you can still make money in these coins, but this 2021, 2025, we're obviously past that cut, copy, and paste. Just look at this. Solana reached $250 in 2021, so a byproduct of people saying, and we've said this, right? And we were fucking wrong, right? We were wrong. You were wrong, I was wrong, everybody was fucking wrong. Solana 2021, $250, barely got there. It beat it by a wick, but the real price was it never closed a day higher than this, 240, 235. It got the same returns. So for the guys that bought 2021's high, then DCA'd all the way down and expected Solana to go to $500, $700, they're in the exact same situation as we are right now. The exact same situation, okay? That stuff. Look at Chainlink, it's even worse, okay? Great coin, still think it's going to do well, and so do I on all of these coins, but I'm just talking about the specific 2025 bull run, which it should have beat its previous gains. On a wick, we got 52. On a wick, this bull run, we got 31. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. ADA, it gets worse. ADA, $3, right? Should have got 5, should have got 10, right? You know what you got? You got $1.30. Disaster. Avalanche is disgusting as well, right? What did you get in 21 on a wick? 144. This cycle, you got 65. You didn't even get halfway. Crypto.com, disgusting. You got $1, you got 38 cents. Polkadot, absolute shitcoin. This is on market cap. Let me go here. You got 55. You got 1/5 of the way there. Dogecoin, great coin. Back in the day, you got 73 cents. You're like, okay, it has to go to $1, $1.50 in 2025. You didn't even get 50. Ethereum, this is a caveat. This is the only one I would say. You technically beat it. You technically beat it by a little bit. But on the real, you'd be better holding a Bitcoin. That's just reality. And that's where we are. So I didn't want to show that because a lot of people don't want to actually go deep in the weeds and just see the 2021 compared to 2025. Those are the top altcoins, the top blue chips. None of them bar Ethereum by a split hair beat 2021's bull run. What do you guys think about that? I never knew that, by the way. I've never checked some of these coins in a while. I was like, surely one has to beat it. None of them fucking beat it. None of them fucking beat it. So you'd be better off holding Bitcoin. Not saying that for the long term. Talking about 21 to 25. So that's tough. Okay, that was the first point I wanted to make, and it was a point I didn't want to make, but when I looked at it, I was like, I have to make it. The next one is the problem with the path to a $1 million portfolio that we all want to talk about, that we all like. The problem is, in cryptocurrency, the game has changed, okay? We just talked about those blue chip coins that was supposed to give us 2021 returns, and that doesn't even look at gaming coins, right? It doesn't look at the AI niche, just nothing fucking happens. The 4-year altcoin season bullshit thing has wrecked so many investors this bull run. But caveat that is, did you learn from it? That's fine, you go again. At least you learned a lesson. If you're just going to get out and just give up, that's also fine. But if you're going to stay in the game and make the same mistake by maybe doubling down on some of these coins, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. Bitcoin also was a problem as well, right? Because most investors that were looking at buying Bitcoin just thought it was out of reach, and it was, right? You know, everyone wants to make the first $1 million in cryptocurrency, so it wouldn't have made sense for 9-to-5ers to buy Bitcoin because they wouldn't have got there, right? So that plan didn't work. This is why we generally believe in the hybrid version if we're trying to do it in the next 4 to 5 years if you have low money, and that is buying the assets that you believe in, okay, and monetize them just like we're doing here in this Thailand portfolio. That gives you that passive income, okay? That is why we can generally push this product so hard without trying to sell you guys. You can do this by yourself for free, and I love when people say that you guys are doing this as well on the side for free. This is the only way to make it, in my opinion, because you get that flexibility if the coins are going down when you can stack them more. okay? When you can feel more at ease. Plus, you also get the versatility of having income from your coins for the first time, okay? Brother, is Chris San part of your team? Parker, is Chris his second name San? Yeah. Yes, he is. Get yourself in the group, bro. Yes, he is. I don't know his second name. I know him as Mr. Batman and the guy that puts on his glasses. That's all I know of him. But his second name's San. Is he from your country? Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool dude. He's in Thailand as well. Hey, Jake, I still screaming Polygon over here. Okay, cool. Keep screaming. I hear you. Roger, roger. All right, let's look at something else. Bitcoin dominance. Remember when people used to talk about this? I haven't talked about this for a while just because, again, I didn't want to have to bring this up, but we're talking about this 4-year cycle on really how it wrecked a lot of people, okay? 2020, or 2017, should I say, you had that Bitcoin dominance go down to 35%, okay? Fantastic, altcoins. And to keep this clear, what this basically means is if Bitcoin dominance goes up, your altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin for the most part, right? Because you can only have 100%, right? So Bitcoin dominance is 58% right now, which means it owns over all of the dominance of all the thousands and millions of coins in this market. Bitcoin is taking 58% of that, market cap up. In bull runs, we expect this to go below, 40, maybe 35, like it did here just in 2017. You probably see the problem, what you can see on the right side of the screen. There's many decent XRP pools. Get yourself on VFAT or get a call booked with my main man called Chris. But rather do it yourself first. And if you want that one-to-one hand experience, you can. But there's many, bro. I mean, we've showed them many times for free. Absolutely fantastic. Anyways, 2017, 35%. 2021, okay, not as low, but, there's a lot of altcoins. Bitcoin was starting to approach that $69,000, which it got to. You see the problem? What's the problem in this 4-year cycle? We didn't even break the fucking 50%. Okay, so Bitcoin still controlled the whole of the market at 25. Okay? And the real is now it's going up. How's your altcoins went? I'm an altcoin fan. You've seen my main portfolio. Most of the coins have not beat Bitcoin. That's the real. So even though it's not about like how much you can get, it's like how much can that return give you, because you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin, right? Hopefully everybody can understand that, because some people still think you need to buy one Bitcoin to get in the game. It's not about that, bro. It's not about that at all. 107 live viewers. Boom. New record. If you're brand new here, appreciate you guys watching. And I will get to questions. Don't worry. Hello from Hoi Hin. We're very close. I've never been there, but a lot of people have said come to Hoi Hin, but I've never actually been there. It's on the radar. I've heard it's very like a scaled down version of Thailand, which kind of seems nice. Here's one thing that's good though, right? This is bad for your altcoins, but what is good for the whole of cryptocurrency market, in my opinion, is posts like this. So what I've been seeing a lot of recently is really fucking negative posts about Michael Saylor and his whole Bitcoin stuff. Naysayers that didn't want to buy Bitcoin or just don't believe in crypto, or maybe are gold fans or real estate guys. Like, again, we're all on the same journey. Even if we're outside of cryptocurrency, we're using investments, whatever we believe in, to change our fucking life and our families. So I just hate seeing negative posts about somebody that's just been so pro crypto, that's trying to help. Like, Michael Saylor was probably the best thing for most people in cryptocurrency because it brought it really on the map for the big whales, right? And that brought a lot of liquidity into some of your altcoins as well for those guys that want to speculate there. So I don't know how anybody can hate fucking Michael Saylor, because he's done more for this good for free than your fucking YouTuber that's promoting fucking 5 altcoins to buy in this bull cycle that just fucking lost you money. All right, so it really pisses me off. But what doesn't piss me off is seeing tweets like this, okay? So a lot of people are saying that Michael Saylor is going to have to sell his Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. Yes, YouTuber, et cetera, et cetera. And the real he says from this clip, I'm not going to play it because I don't think the audio is going to come through. It's just absolutely garbage. The reality is that he is buying heavily most of the week that we've tracked before. But he says in this interview, he's going to buy every single quarter, okay, since inception, forever, right? They have so much cash on their hands that he's just going to be absolutely fine, okay? And again, naysayers don't like Michael Saylor for whatever reason, but he made your fucking coins do better than what they would have done without this guy. So it doesn't make sense. He's not telling you to buy anything. He's just telling you what he's doing. So their strategy is to keep buying Bitcoin every single quarter, which is going to fucking help you guys out. Okay? And there's no exit plan. This is why maybe I don't believe in, but again, this guy has a business, right? So he doesn't have to take profit. He just buys and holds. So I don't agree with that for most people. But for him, it makes a lot of sense because he has a business. Most of you guys need income to use from that Bitcoin. And that goes back to VFAT. So you can do the same thing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, and you can get yourself some extra money, right? In the last 3 weeks or whatever, we've printed $2.6 thousand here for free, right? For free. So like you can play somewhat of a card here, but most of you guys are going to need to take profits or need an income strategy from those assets, or then it's just like, what's the point, in my opinion? Because you can sell it when you're older, but it's just like, it doesn't really make sense. So this is kind of different. There's a catch 2022 here for most people, including myself. So that is that. So let's also talk about the last thing, and then I'm going to talk about questions, etc. 120 people. Congratulations being here. New records. I wrote this down, and I wanted to give you like a clear framework of what works and what doesn't. So we've already talked about what hasn't worked 2025, which was trying to play catch up with Bitcoin, with altcoins. The majority of them, and I know there's going to be guys that comment that coins that have beat Bitcoin. I get that. But the majority of people didn't beat Bitcoin's returns, if we're being 100% honest. So they would have been better off, it pains me to say this, to have just held Bitcoin. They would have lost less. They would have lost a lot less, especially if they put these in pools. They would have made way more. Okay? So here's 5 ways not to let your altcoins destroy you, and the new way to win. So number 1, sounds basic, but you also have to cut out the shit. So you have to follow the space regularly. Okay? And what I really mean by that is you need to unfollow people that are telling you to buy X coin. Like dead ass. If somebody's telling you to buy Litecoin, not that they're just doing it for themselves. If somebody's telling you to buy something, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. Okay? You need to follow the space regularly, but you need to also be careful of who you follow. And if you don't like me, that's fine. But at least I don't tell you what to buy anymore. I'll never tell you what to buy. And that goes for Parker as well. We just tell you what we're buying, what you should do. Okay? So it's important because you can get lost in this. You're like, yeah, I'm following the space, but who are you following? You've got to increase main bag with income. Okay? And that comes back to combining stuff with pools. Couldn't advocate that enough. Again, that's what I'm doing, not what you should do. But this is a better strategy where you're at least going to get income. Because again, we don't tell you what to buy. We tell you how to monetize what you've already bought. 3 is taking profit. This is absolutely vital. But the caveat to that is when you take profit, where do you put it? And this is why, again, I really like this one. Because you can do the best of both while still holding your assets. You need to have a plan. Okay? So I've wrote here, what's your plan? Not what my plan is. This is going back to you guys. So if you have a plan, I would like for 132 guys, record. If you have a plan, drop your plan below, okay? Because I will review it and give you my personal opinion. So I want you to do this right now. I am in current situation with my portfolio. Here's what I plan to do for the next 3 to 4 years, okay? It'd be nice if you guys can draw something like that and we can all share each other's kind of experience. Because the guys that had no plan in 25, they left with fucking nothing. The guys that had somewhat of a plan maybe ended up better off. Even if the plan was to buy altcoins, at least they had a plan. But at least they've learned a lesson. And this is one that nobody wants to take accountable for. I try and do as much as possible. It's your fault if you win or lose. But the real is you don't have to get out the game. Okay? So if you've took some L's, that's fine. It's how do you take accountability for those L's and keep prospering forward. Okay? Because you're going to stay in this game longer term, if we're being honest, especially if you are using DeFi pills. You're going to want to do that. But if you've lost so far, okay, what do you do going to prosper? And if you've won so far, how can you keep away from the losses? Okay? Very important. So hopefully that was valuable. I'm going to chuck it back to you guys. I'm going to start reading questions again. And anything you guys have, spam it now. Now's your time. Now's your time. Okay, we'll start from the start. I know you asked this before, I didn't really answer it. What do you think about Litecoin? I don't think anything about Litecoin. What I can do, though, is just have a look at what it's done. Okay? That's all we can do. Because it doesn't matter about the project, it doesn't matter about the potential ability, whatever. It's like, what has it done? Okay? Since inception. It's been around a long time. 2013 bull run, mimic Bitcoin. 2017 bull run, fantastic. 2021 beat it. You know what the problem is with Litecoin is you're right back in that same scenario that we talked about before is your altcoin did not give you the 2021 experience in 2025. So, as an investment thing against Bitcoin, you lost. As an investment thing against the dollar, you got fucking wrecked. Not to say that it can't go in the future, but you would be better off holding Bitcoin, not today, but previously in 2025. That's just a fact. It's been around forever. It's got a 4 billion market cap. It's not something I hold, and I definitely don't think about it when I go to sleep. So you should buy it. You should do whatever you want with it. And that goes with Orica as well. Orica is great. We're not using it as much as what we used to do, but when Solana gets more maybe sexy in terms of ranges and liquidity coming in there, we'll probably run it. But right now, I am not currently using it. But some guys still are. What's the next best investment? The next best investment is investing in yourself, okay? So if you want to fast track yourself to freedom and whatever you're trying to learn, if that's e-com, if that's crypto, if that's fucking whatever you're trying to do. We had a guy on yesterday, it was 19-year-old that made 200K from his YouTube channel, okay? If he had a course, I would fucking buy his course. So that's the best thing you can do. The second best thing you can do is obviously investing in crypto, investing in whatever asset class you want to do. But you're going to make more money liking somebody and the way they preach and have had results in what they do and show you what they do with investing in your knowledge and your skill set. And then you can take all that money and it's going to beat whatever Bitcoin's price is. That's what I've always done. And I'm not saying this to plug my product. You can check it out if you want. But if you're trying to learn something, a skill set will always beat some sort of cryptocurrency or real estate return. Okay? Because you can create unlimited money. It's just about how much work you put in. Again, going back to that 19-year-old we had in stream yesterday that made 200K from his fucking little YouTube channel, he would never have made that in Bitcoin, okay? He would never have fucking made that in Bitcoin, especially in the year. Impossible. So hopefully that makes sense. But if you're just talking about crypto, I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Anything else is just speculative. We need to accumulate as much as we can. Yes, we do. Do you think Ondo was all hype? With the BlackRock stuff, I mean, maybe. How's it done? Terrible. Disgusting. I don't know. BlackRock, 1 billion market cap. Sexy, but unsexy chart. Terrible bet against Bitcoin. Disgusting bet. You lost. Yes, he is. Any decent XRP pills? Let's have a look. That's why we're here. But you should have already done this for you because we've told you how to do this, right? You don't need to ask me. You can just comment VFAT and just type that as. So I'm on forums here. I can have a look at pills as well while we're here, brother. There's a bunch, okay? You're trying to go asset to asset. You're trying to go XRP to stablecoin. Find a nice wide range. Does it hit you 8% minimum? If it does, great. If it's like 6, 7, I would still run it, to be honest, if you get a wider range. And just run it. So yes, there is. Put $100 in a pool, give it 5 to 7 days. Is it paying somewhat close to the APR? If it is, full port within reason. So yes, there is. Hello from Holly Hin. We already answered that. Hello to you too, brother. Hopefully you're doing well over there. Sunny, beach, more chilled vibe. Probably less motorbikes fucking there, fucking beeping you and shit. Congratulations. Hello, Jake. Do you think the extended business cycle and debt refinance this year will mean a late bull run for 26 and 27? So this is Raoul Paul's stuff, right? I get the whole thesis. I need to listen to more about what he's saying, but it's just like, yeah, cryptocurrency is going to do what it's going to do. And honestly, the less I know, the better. I don't want to have to think about this specific time frame of 26 and 27. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. Like, most guys that are following, like, or just at least me, like, I want cryptocurrency to go down. Like, my Ethereum pool specifically, I want it to go down. Okay, I want to get more fees, volume, etc. for people panicking. I want to print some more stable coins, and I want to potentially buy Ethereum even lower. Everybody's trying to get this 2026 and 2027 fucking new cycle of the 2025. I don't want that. So I don't think about it because I don't know about it because I'm not looking at these fucking posts. Could not care. I'm focused on me, focused on some of you guys that are in our group, focused on the YouTube channel. I don't think about anything else. I'm not watching these Raoul Paul guys. I'm not watching these guys because they can't help me. They can't help me. They can only help themselves. Not to say their advice is not good, but I'm just trying to focus in my own lane. And that's what's worked best for me the whole marathon. I share my wins, I share my losses. That's it. So I can't tell you what these guys are going to say because I don't watch them anymore. But if you like Raoul Paul, and I think that's who you're referring to, he's your boy, so you should watch him. I don't watch anybody. And BC can go to 55 to 50K. What a great question. It can go anywhere it wants. Yo, Jake, hope all was good with you. Hope all was good with you too, brother. Congratulations for making the stream. 135, new record. Appreciate you guys being here. Whether it's morning, afternoon, or nighttime. You guys are locked in. Best entry on Bitcoin is 50K to 55K. I mean, you don't know, but it's obviously better if that was to happen. If you were to save your cash, it would be a better entry. You'd save yourself 20K. I sold back in October. Nice. Is 4x leverage safe enough for the market volatility for the most part? Yes, but if you're asking questions like that, you probably shouldn't be trading. Like, honestly, if you're asking me, you probably shouldn't be trading. So if you're asking is 4x leverage safe for the most part, but what asset are you in? Are you in Bitcoin? Probably going to be safe. Are you in altcoins that were supposed to go well? Sui, Solana, it's probably still going to be safe. Are you in fucking Pepe? You're not going to be safe. You're liquidated. So it would be safe, but I would probably say don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Or if somebody sells a course in trading that you fucking like, go and take your money, invest in him or her, learn from that, and take what you like and then put it back in. That's what I would do, bro. That's what I would do. Because if you're asking somebody like me that doesn't really focus that, nor that he has time for that currently right now, that was learning the game but had to stop because he was so fucking busy, I think it's a waste of time. I would rather you take the investment and go and learn from somebody, and you'll find a nugget, and that's going to be way better than you potentially not knowing what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, that's fantastic. But if you're asking a question like the leverage safe side, honestly, I don't think you know what you're doing. But you do you. To answer your question, yes on Bitcoin and altcoins, probably not. Opinions H-bar. What do you want to know? I've made fucking 1,000 videos about H-bar. It's great. It's fine. It's down a lot. Still in profit, but it's down a lot when I should have taken profit. But taking profit to what? I didn't want to take profit. Wish I did. Would have bought more Bitcoin, but I didn't want to at that current time. Okay, so somebody answered my question for you. Leverage is crypto is dangerous because anything can happen in the market. I agree. Respect to Jake, been watching you on years and now seeing you being a G is inspirational. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Alts are trash. They have been for the most part, and that was the point behind this video. Alts have been absolutely terrible for people just going against Bitcoin in 2025, trying to play 2021. It's been a terrible time. Not to say we can't do well in the future, but if we're talking about this 25 cycle that wasn't an altcoin cycle by any means, alts would be considered trash. 1,000,000%. Thanks for the XRP tip. No worries. I got you. 2026 the year to sell your H-bar. No, bro. Like, just sell it to what? It's not time, man. It's not time. It's not time. It would have to go really, really high to consider selling it. And then I would have the biggest important question of my life is where do I put it? And it would go back in crypto and probably pools. Like it would have to go somewhere. Okay? Because I can't sell, like let's just say H-bar went to $1 in 2026. It's not going to happen, by the way. Okay? It's not going to happen. But let's just say it did. You got $1 million in USD. You got 700K in GBP. It's either going to be wasted on another supercar and it's going to be put in some Bitcoin pools. That's where it's going. Because you can't take the $1 million to the bank account and just sit there and fucking die to inflation because every single month, every single year you leave that in, you're losing 100 grand on paper to the real inflation. 100 grand every year? And you still think you've got the $1 million in your account, but the stuff it can value? No, sir. I've been in XCN for over years. They're supposed to have some really big things within the next month. Again, don't ask me thoughts on something, but I'm going to answer your question because I love you. What's my thoughts on XCN? Already started in reversal and it's the biggest bag. Okay, you're excited. That's good. Let's have a look what this is. Because guess what? I don't know what this is. Please tell me this is not the coin. Absolute 8599. Can you please tell me this is not the coin? Please. Please tell me. Can anybody confirm if this is the right coin? Please. Please tell me it's not. Please. Absolute 8599. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. Is this the coin? please. Chat, please. 123 of you, tell me this is not the coin. It is. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, boy. Yeah, you cooked, bro. You cooked. Your assets went down 90%. Your assets then went down 90%, and you're excited about some news that's going to give it a small pump. Like, I love you, bro. It's fucking respect. But there's no really big things in the next month that's going to save you. What's going to happen is you're probably going to see a green candle. The XCN project is going to suck out the last piece of liquidity for guys like you. You're down basically 100%. This coin's at zero, bro, since its all-time high. And you probably bought in higher. Maybe. I don't know if you did. But I would just give up on this coin. I don't like selling at a loss. I've got many coins like this, by the way. Illumium, Gala Games. They're not like this, but they're close to this. You know, if they go to zero, that's fine. But if this is the thing you want to double down on, and you said it's your biggest coin, like my losers of my portfolio, they weren't my biggest coin. So this has to work for you, or it's fucking game over. Sad. R.I.P. It's, yeah, chat, we will have this guy, we want absolute 859. It's not a fucking diss, by the way. Hopefully you can see that. Like, I'm literally trying to help you. And I don't know what's going to happen. But I can almost guarantee you it's going to be nothing. It'll maybe go up with this new news. You can see a couple of green candles here. But, bro, you take the L in this one. You leave it in there. Don't sell it, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. Because if it does do well, you're going to fucking hate me. Keep it in here, but, like, you shouldn't be decent to this coin if this is your biggest bag. If this is your biggest bag, and you want to buy more into something that's down 90% since all-time high, you've got to start building up those safe coins, bro. But it is what it is, bro. Let it ride, let it fly, but it's probably not going to be well in the long term. Nice, you made some gains in gold. Appreciate you, well done. Love H-bar too. Yep, holding it. ADA. ADA's fine, it's great, but we compared what it's done since Bitcoin and since the US dollar in 25, and it's been terrible. But it is what it is. Even if H-bar goes to 50 to 70 cents, it's a huge win. We can then do the Bitcoin next cycle and never do alts again. Yeah, kind of getting in the same boat. Maybe not with H-bar. I've kind of really wanted to alt, but again, I'm married to this bag, like absolute 859 is, to be honest. But it's just obviously not this kind of low market cap, and it's just obviously not near zero. But it could go to zero. So there was one coin I wanted to take a big risk on in my life. I generally believe that's okay. But again, my Bitcoin bags have always been bigger. My Ethereum bags were most of the time bigger, especially when it did a flip, because H-bar was at like 40 cents, so it did flip it. But I've always believed in having maybe one coin that you kind of go a little bit heavier on, and you just kind of see it out, because the most amount of money in the real world, like the stocks, etc., it's like big, smart people took a big bet. But the problem that people get from that is they don't cover their asses with win for sure bets. They just take the big bet. Okay, and if it goes well, great. But if it doesn't, you're completely having to start over, which is also fine, but nobody wants to start over. If they keep doubling down on an asset, that would suck. But yeah, I'm the same thing, man. 50 to 70 cents. You know, if we get that, fine. Maybe we take profits. I probably won't, because I just don't know why. But I've also got other plays that are just taking care of that. Probably should, but then you should really think about getting yourself in the win for sures. Okay, because you all know Bitcoin is going to be around forever, man. You know it's going to have its ups and downs along the way, but you know you're going to make a bunch of money. So you ride the altcoin, whatever it is, for what it's worth. You get rid of it like a fucking 2 out of 10 girlfriend, and you go and marry your Bitcoin wife. That's what you do, man. You put it in a pool as well, so she keeps paying you, and you never have to worry about these altcoins again. Or you can worry about them when you take free money from those liquidity pools, and you take bets for free. Ideal scenario, that is a dream win income, at least for me. I don't know what if it is for you. But some of these guys are getting caught in these traps by big news, by this coin on screen right now. And most of the time, it's late before they realize the truth. They either give up or they go again. Yeah, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it is. It's rough. Sell gold now and buy alts. Yo, 412. Generally right now you trade alts only by a BTC chart, base now, BTC, dead cap balance, but if it's rejected, we got a trader here. Yeah, whatever you say, bro. If that's working for you, keep going. Yeah, I know you didn't buy the top 8599. That's fine. I know you didn't. But you bought in, like I said, let it run, bro. Let it run. I just find this very scary if this is my biggest bag. You know, you have 100K coins. Like, what is this times 100,000? Let me just see. I need to know. Times, I don't know if this is going to give me the exact maths. So, I mean, there we go. That's all I need to know. So this is your biggest bag, got $579. Yeah, you're on the come up, bro. Fucking let it ride. It's not $500,000. It's not $50,000. It's $500, bro. I know that's probably a lot to you, but it's not going to change your life. So, well, let it ride. That makes me feel a little bit better, because $500 is a lot to most people, but when you really start making money, $500 is like nothing, bro. So, yep, double down, buy it. It goes well. You make a bunch of money. It goes to shit. You lose $500. You're not going to fucking lose sleep over that. And even if you do, once you start making money in the real world, like $500, you're going to laugh at this. It's going to be fine. So I don't feel bad about you buying this. It's $500. I thought it was like $50,000, $100,000. I don't care about $500, bro. And I know you probably do if it's your biggest bag, but in the long term run, you're not going to fucking lose sleep about $500. I bought some ADA, 23 cents, and will sell only based on Bitcoin's price action. Yeah, this is fine, bro. It looks like a lot of people are now starting to realize, and I'm not trying to push this message, but it's just reality. A lot of these altcoins as well, people would just want fucking out of them and just back to your Bitcoins and back to your Ethereums, etc., etc. People just want fucking out of these coins, and that's fine. I'm the same boat. If I was Michael Saylor, I'd do the same thing. I would just buy Bitcoin. I would just monetize a fucking lot of that in DeFi liquidity pools. But, you know, he's got income as well. So he really doesn't need to if he doesn't want. What do you think of SP6? Why do we always talk about this fucking coin, bro? I don't know what this coin is, bro. It's Munads or Murad. I don't know these people, bro. Like, these are not on my radar. I don't think anything about SPX 9000. Again, I think about what am I eating before the gym and what am I going to train at the gym. That's all I care about, bro, right now. I don't think about this coin. But I can understand why you think about this coin, because you're down a fucking lot. Now, I'm not saying you bought the peak, but that's why you're thinking about this coin. And it's fine. I don't think about it. It could do well. It used to monetize well on Orica. That's what I can say against Solana. But right now, not so much. What's next? The only way to get out your money in Bitcoin, gold, and silver, that's it. Do you and Parker hedge your positions, basically take out a short when your pool is out of range to the downside? So I know he does or talks about that. I don't know if he's doing it. But again, you're talking about rebalancing. So I don't need to do that, right? I am not doing that because I have these fucking massive ranges, okay? Especially on this Thailand pool example. So I'm not trying to fucking rebalance. You can see my pools. I've got 2 out of range, but I've also got, you know, pools down to $1,000. I'm not rebalancing because I believe we're going to go up for the long term. And in the short term, my goal is to print a bunch of fees. And I want us to go to that $1,000. You know what I mean? People are rebalancing, people putting tighter ranges, trying to milk a bunch of money. And hopefully I've showed you here that you don't have to. You don't have to. But that could be a play that you do as well. But don't rebalance. Please talk about QNT. Once upon a time, there was a coin called QNT. Jake bought it. Jake held it. Jake likes it. It hasn't done well. Maybe one day it will do well. What do you mean, please talk about QNT? $74 down from $400 in 2021. Again, should have put this in the list as well. Has done nada against Bitcoin. Nada. Has done really bad against USD. Will it do well in the future? We will find. We will soon see. Like that rhyme? 150 in the chat. New record. GG, boys. Since I've got you all guys here, if you guys are liking these streams and you want to monetize your assets like we've talked about, you can join our 10K fast track. We have 153 members. It's a quick plug, but our goal is to get you back that investment as fast as possible. We have a free call with one of our guys called Chris. If you're holding assets and you don't like downturn and you want to buy them for free using your portfolio, click the link in the pinned comment. If you don't, absolutely fine. But, you know, we do this night and day, 3 calls a week. Onboarding call, absolutely for free. Custom one-to-one to get you more cash flow if that's your goal, to get you more coins if you want to start DCing for free and you're sick of fucking putting in cash and you want to DC down the long term. You can do that. But that's my biggest goal, okay? We've just had 2 fans enter. Hopefully they shut up because I'm trying to lock in here and I've got 150 members on this live stream. So if they talk, it will be death. Next. BTC is king. It is fucking king. And that was the goal of this fucking video. Right? A lot of people should have bought Bitcoin. A lot of people didn't. Altcoins have done terrible against Bitcoin. Who knows what will happen? But BTC won this cycle. That's for sure. I got 11K in XCN. Feels bad. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Going to double down? Hopefully not. You're going to scale it to other coins if it does well? Hopefully yes. Or are you going to sell and buy something? Up to you. BTC and Ethereum are crap coins. Okay, let's answer this question. My laptop is going to die. I need to get a charger. How is BTC and Ethereum crap coins? I need to know the answer to that. Please give me more clarity. Let me know. XRP is the winner. Maybe. On the right time frame, yes. But in this cycle, it lost against Bitcoin. BTC and Ethereum are not real world use cases. They can't scale. XRP can scale to 1500 TPS. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. What matters is how well have these coins done, okay? Because I've been sold by many white papers in the past of why this coin is going to do well, just like that guy with XCN, right? It's going to do well. It's got all these great things. But at the end of the day, if the coin didn't make you money, it doesn't matter what somebody can write on a white paper. It doesn't matter. Now, I know XRP is way past that stage. We're talking about a top altcoin here in terms of market cap. But it doesn't matter because it didn't beat Bitcoin's return in 2025. It just didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. So I believe in XRP long term. I'm a winner as well. I got 5,000 XRP as a what if. But I hear this shit all the time. And it's fine. It's great. I think it is going to win, by the way. But it doesn't matter what you're saying because, again, Bitcoin is a digital 2.0 or 3.0 where people say you can take it with $1 billion in your little ledger, and that is the use case for Bitcoin. Okay? That is the use case. They're not competing against each other. They're all on the same team. But it's like you're talking about the Bitcoin can't scale compared to XRP. Well, it's not supposed to. It's a store of value. Rich guys buy Bitcoin to do nothing. And that's what it. XRP is probably for that use case, but obviously you have Bitcoin Cash, which is probably more for peer-to-peer transactions, or it's for going and scanning it, etc. Because you can't really buy stuff in the world with Bitcoin unless it's a big real estate purchase. It just takes too long in the coffee shop, right? So they're not competing against each other, in my opinion. They're built on the same level. They're here to make us money and get real use case in the real world. But it's not Bitcoin vs XRP because you're giving a TPS thing against a store of value. It's not the same. You missed my comment about AVAX and LTC. I'm very sorry, bro. You can see here, we've got a lot of comments. AVAX, done terrible. LTC, done terrible. Sorry, bro. But could be great. But I'm guessing it was going to be, what do I think about them? So. You can earn more with XENC. I don't know about stake. So XEN, was that the coin that we just talked about? Let me go back. Yeah, but it doesn't matter how much they're going to pay me. If they pay me 1,000,000% APY, I'm locking it up, even if I can't lock it up, whatever. It's like the coins went down 90%. So it doesn't matter how much they pay you. And we talk about that with fees all the time. If you're betting on a losing asset, now again, if you held it anyways, it doesn't really matter. At least we're getting your more coins inside of our group. But, you know, and I see this thing all the time with Hex and Richard Hart. It doesn't matter how much they're paying you if the coin has went down more. You're not breaking even. Might work well in the long term, but that doesn't fucking matter. Should I get the 10K first, then join the fast track? Or can you build up from zero? No. So, like, here's the thing with the 10K fast track and why it's so different. You can book a free call, but it's probably not going to be worth you for right now. Like, if you don't have money, like, we don't give you some trading on the next altcoins to find. That's not what we do. We take your current portfolio, so you don't have one. So what I would say is go and get yourself a portfolio. You can obviously join if you've got real money coming in and you're starting from zero. So if you're starting from zero, you can join. But if you don't have money to have a portfolio, it's like, we can't monetize zero because 0 times 0 is, guess what, 0. So we take people's portfolios, whether we like the coins or not. We give our guys a quick win and a for sure win because we get them more of those coins. And if that's for income, it's to stack long-term BTC, or if it's to stack that maybe asset that's going sideways, that's what we do. So if you have no portfolio and you have no money, don't book a call. But if you have no portfolio and you have money to then buy the coins, we're not going to suggest coins on that first onboarding call, by the way. We're going to say, what do you like? What do you believe in? I'll probably near you towards more Bitcoin and Ethereum if you've not had a portfolio. But I'm not going to tell you what to buy because I don't care what you buy. I just care about how much fees can we get you. So you leave that call with a big smile on your face. But if you want to book a call, first link in the description, check out my channel. And that goes for everybody else in here. We appreciate you guys. And it's a free call at the end of the day. At least you'll get some value from Chris. Okay, we've got a lot of questions. My laptop is dying in real time. We'll fucking keep going. If you put money in Bitcoin and Ethereum at the lows, you made 46x, and there's nothing wrong with them. I agree. Bitcoin and Ethereum cost per transactions are horrible. Even the wealthy want to save money. Okay, that's not fucking true. That's not fucking true. So the big guys don't care about the $20 Ethereum gas fee because they're rich. You want me to put this in the real world? And again, you're the XRP guy. You're comparing XRP against Bitcoin. It's not the same. There's a reason why people get private jets, right? Would you agree? Because what your point is, they don't want to save money. They care about where they're going, okay? There's a reason why I get business class flights. I'm not the private jet. I'm not even at the first class. I don't think that's worth it, right? It's just too big of a cost. The reason why I get business class when I go home to the UK or wherever, not because I care about the money or want to save the money, it's because I want to sleep on that plane without a crying baby next to me, okay? So what you're actually saying is false. The wealthy don't care about money, okay? So you're saying the wealthy want to save money. No, they don't. They care about speed and time, okay? There's a reason why I don't do my own sales calls, okay? I would love to. I would save money. I wouldn't have to pay Chris 10%. I don't have time. So we don't want to save money. We want to save time because time is so valuable. And it might not seem valuable if you're on the come up, and I used to say the same thing, and that is true because all you have is time and you have no money. So you're in the opposite thing. Once you make some money, you start to value what can that money do with time because at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. So the trade becomes different. And whatever wealthy is for you, it might not be for me, and it might be vice versa. I don't know what wealthy means for you. I don't even think I'm wealthy. So you're wrong, but I appreciate you. Hearing you talk makes me want to buy more alts. Okay, buy them. When I'm finally free from my XCN, what should I reinvest to in general? Again, whatever you want, bro. Don't be asking me because it is your own journey. I would just say you're probably not going to get yourself finally free from XCN. If it was me, you might get a quick pump. You take that $500, you get 2x, you get $1,000. Again, just go on your safe caps. You've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Buy some more of them. Yes, laughing my arse off. But everybody's talking about XCN. I didn't even know what this fucking coin is. But apparently you guys have all invested in it. So call it the YouTuber. What YouTuber made you buy this coin? Call him out. Because there's no way that you guys all bought this coin. Don't actually call him out. He's probably a good guy. As for my XCN position, another one. An XCN position is cooked. It is cooked, bro. And it's fine. You learned a lesson. But don't buy this again. Let it run up if it wants to do. If you still have a sizable money on this, maybe consider selling it. But I don't want people to sell at a loss. Sell X. How many guys have this fucking coin? Caspa and VProgs is going to take over the market. Sure. Sell at 3x loss. Yeah, I wouldn't probably sell them, bro, if you got other coins. What do you think about VET? Again, I don't think anything about VET. All I care about is what am I going to do in this live stream, or after this live stream in the gym. And VET, are we going to see the same thing that we talked about at the start? Surprise, surprise. Yes, we are. 2021 happened. 2025 didn't. You should have just held BTC. This coin is probably going to do nothing. Parker, question for you, but don't come over here. Just answer without swearing. I know Parker is running a Monad USDC pool. What is the plan if Monad appreciates to the upside? Oh. Wow, he makes some money, right? That was it? Yeah. Cool. Kill, bro. Big range?
It's up to the all-time high.
There you go. So the worst case is, or what is his plan is, he made some money, right? Hopefully you get the point. And that's probably the reason why you put it in a pool. Get fees and get more.
Yeah, I wasn't willing to take on Monad by itself and put it in a pool, and when I get cashed out and holding cash, it's like, okay, I just made an awesome long-term swing trade.
And that's the difference, man. That's the difference. So, yeah, get yourself in there if you are. You know, if you're at least holding it, why wouldn't you do it? There you go. Caesar gets crypto. I don't know who that is. Okay, cool. I kind of want to buy some XCN now. No, don't do it. Let all those guys that box XCN lose. I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, you're buying the dip, but how low is the dip before it keeps on dipping and it goes to zero? I don't know, bro. Good. Just want Litecoin to recover at this point. See, that's the difference, man. And I'm there with you on some of my coins. I just want Illumium to go back to all-time high. I just want Gala Games to get a quick pump up so I can sell at break even. Imagine a world where you don't have to have that anymore. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Like, in my opinion, these coins, they're just not going to come back, bro. You might get initial pumps up, but you're not going to get these 2021 prices in these coins, in my opinion. You're talking clean 9x's on a coin that's a $4 billion market cap. I think these coins are maybe going to chill a little bit, maybe get some sort of a run, but I just think winners always win, losers always lose. Take big bets on for sure winners. There's a reason why the richest investors, and if we just want to talk about Warren Buffett, I think he's not made many fucking trades in his life. Most of his trades have been on just massive winners that he researched for years. Now, obviously, we don't know about years to pull the fucking trigger. That's not what I'm saying. But he's made very few trades in his life. He's just bet big on stuff he believes in. And again, the title of this video is very true. Most people did no research and bet big on losers. It's like we're doing it backwards, bro. But hopefully it recovers for you, bro. ZBCN, same story, probably. Do you eat or like Indian food? Does your roommate cook for you? What roommate? Does the Indian editor cook for me? Fuck no. No, he does not. He just takes money from me every single day and doesn't appreciate it and wakes up late. But we love him. If you meant Parker, no, he does not also cook for me. We've never used the kitchen here. I've never cooked any food in Thailand. I think it's a waste of time. We use an app called Grab if we're here working and we don't want to leave because we're fucking busy. And we can get, it's called Fresh Fit Food. I had a nice salmon, I had some chicken, I had some eggs. And it cost, 700 baht, probably got over 100 grams of protein, really clean, ate some of the rice, didn't eat the vegetables. And that's what I do, come straight to the house. In the UK, it doesn't really work with Uber, right? Because you go on Uber and all you get is fast food, 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 for 10x the price. So I don't believe in cooking meals unless a girl cooks it for me, and it's probably not going to taste good anyway, so I'll probably just put it in the bin and just stick to Grab. I think it's a waste of time. All right, we got not long left. My laptop's now approaching 9%, so we don't have long. But do I like Indian food? I do like one specific Indian restaurant here that me and the editor, Abu, always go to at least one time on our trips and solo plans to Thailand. They make a crazy butter chicken with crazy naan bread. The sauce isn't too spicy, so I don't mind it too much. The problem is I feel like garbage after it and my face bloats to the size of a balloon, so I always regret it. That's the problem. But I do like Indian food, but I don't like it because it makes you feel like shit and you get an Indian physique, which is most of the time pretty terrible. What do you think about Canton? Don't think about it at all. Pizza is the best food ever made by civilization. The problem with that comment is, number one, it's not. And the second thing is most pizza nowadays are just fabricated. You know, it's very hard to find a good Indian low crust pizza that's like slim based. Most pizzas are just made in a fucking lab. So they're not even made by real humans anymore. They're just injected by fucking poison. Because if you feel shit like that, it's just like, I can't even eat pizzas anyway because I'm lactose fucking intolerant. So, waste of time. You can't make life-changing gains on winners, bro. You have to find solid projects like VET. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at VET. Let's see how solid it has been. Let's have a look at this solid project. Oh, it's down. It's down 90% since the top. What a good investment. So that's false. Good tech, though, you said. Great tech. Price didn't give a fuck. Price did not care about your good tech because price is down 90% since the all-time high. Severely undervalued. Yeah, severely undervalued until it goes to zero. So I made life-changing gains by making a business and getting rich and then taking that to cryptocurrency. That's how I got rich. You're in a 90% asset going down forever, but you think it's got great tech. I love you, bro. I want you to win, but this is not going to make you rich, and you're going to lose all your money probably in this. Hello, Jake. What are your favorite altcoins? Or are you a BTC maxi? Every time I've bought an altcoin that I thought was going to be the next best thing, bar from Ethereum, it's always been a bad bet. And I'll show you. My laptop has 8%. We're getting low. So we need to think about wrapping this up. Got 145 people here consistently. This has been a record. All right, I'm not a BTC maxi, but I am technically a BTC maxi as in terms of like portfolio kind of size. But no, I've not got everything in Bitcoin. Favorite altcoin is obviously HBAR, regardless of Ethereum. But what you'll notice is Bitcoin has always beat the coins. I've took massive bets on stuff like Illumium. It's down fucking $11,000. Big L. Wish I just bought Bitcoin. Gala Games down $16,000. We're getting close to half a Bitcoin if I never bought these, let alone at the time when I bought them. We're probably missing out on a 2-3 Bitcoins in this whole portfolio. Terrible, right? Disgusting. So I'm not a Bitcoin maxi and I believe in taking bets, but I still like to protect myself. Strawberry Pop-Tart, cream, and my shorts, nothing better. Nice. There is some clowns in the chat, but again, some of these clowns can be good boys and take a lesson, but it is what it is. Most people are buying shit. I'm seeing that in real time. Most people want to double down on shit. It's just going to be hard, but they'll learn a lesson and hopefully they'll come back to the good side. Again, there's a reason why Michael Saylor just buys Bitcoin. If he thought there was some amazing opportunity, because here's the thing about money. If he thought there was some amazing opportunity, you know what I mean? Italians are great with their food and cars, except their screwdriver F1 team. Yes. A proper Italian restaurant, I think you're talking about the pizza, can be good. Again, Italian restaurants in the UK, most of the time, it's like the staff are not even Italian. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? And they're there in the back. 155, record in the chat. They're there in the back injecting their pizza with fucking bullshit. All right, guys. 2 more questions. My laptop is literally going to die, but I hope you enjoyed this stream. Got a bunch of chats. If you do want to take your portfolio to the next level, you can click that link in the description. We'd love to talk to you. Chris would love to talk to you. And it's all about monetizing the portfolio you have. At least jump on that. It's a free call. The worst case scenario is you say no, but you get a ton of value from Chris. The best case scenario is you get in the group, you learn from 153 other guys, you go to me and Parker, you get the onboarding call, you get a great network, and it just changes your life, and you don't have to panic about buying XCN or buying VAT or whatever that coin was. You can buy it for free. Guarantee you I can monetize them, and it's going to change your life. So if you want to do that, great. If you don't, keep enjoying the value here. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to answer one more question. This chat is cooking. There's too many chats. I'm missing all the questions. One more good question, and we've got to jump out here. It's gym time. The laptop is going to die. And it's been a great stream. Not going to answer that question because it's terrible, but XRP and the ICSBS coins are crap. Compared to Bitcoin and the US dollar with performance, they haven't. Oh, that's a good question. Much respect to you and Parker, no worries. What happens when you die? You ever thought about it? All those gains will mean nothing. Have a good life. Damn, it's deep. That's actually a good question because literally just yesterday, my editor is he Muslim? He's something, right? He reads the Quran. And I said to him, what do you think happens when you, like, I asked him this yesterday, it was 2 days ago actually. I said, what do you believe when you die? What's this whole religion about? Because I'm trying to create less haram in my life. I'm more halal. The problem is I can't eat pork anymore. So I'm very mad. And apparently in the afterlife, if you're a good boy, you go to the afterlife. And all the men are 33 years old. This is what he told me. And all the women, in fact, your mum's actually younger than you. It's kind of weird. But the whole goal there, the whole thing that he believes in, which I kind of like, because I've always had a big problem with when you die, because my belief was when you die, it's just black and nothing happens. And it's just, you know, you get rich, you have a good life, and then it's just black. That's what I believed in and still kind of do. But he was trying to convince me or trying to give me his belief is when you die and you're a good boy in his religion, like if you want a supercar, if you want any, it just shows up. If you're hungry, it just shows up if you're a good boy. And if you're not, you burn in hell. Right? So I was like, fuck, maybe I want to be a good boy because if that happens, damn, I want to try and be good as much as possible. And the good thing is you can pray, you can do all this stuff, so you can eventually go to that. But it's an interesting question because I said to him, well, money doesn't matter in the afterlife, right? And he said, yeah, money doesn't matter in the afterlife. So I was like, why do you want to make good money in the real life for an Indian, right? Why you want to scale this YouTube channel with me? Why you want to come out? Why don't you just survive in India, get a normal job, make $100 a month, and just chill out for 30, 40 years till you die, and then you got this good life coming after. He's like, well, that's the afterlife. This life that we're in right now, the real world, well, you want to try and make money, you want to be successful for your family. So it's like, it's kind of like a catch-22. It's like, okay, well, you can do well in this real life, have a great world, et cetera, you make a bunch of money, but when you die, you die. So that's what I believe happens when you die. Not that I think there's an afterlife. I've always had the belief that it's just black. But maybe one day I can believe that, and that gives me a little bit more hope, because that is a problem. You make a bunch of money in the real world, You have a great real world experience. Maybe you leave some to your kids, set them up. But also I don't believe in that too, because I want to get my kids rich, because then they might just fuck it up and think they're entitled to something, and then they just go and piss it all and become losers. I want my kids, if I ever have some, to be dirt broke just like me, so they have to put in the work. But at least I'll educate them on maybe what to do. That's what I want. So I have thought about it. I do think about it a lot, because I think currently right now it's black, and that scares me. But again, what am I going to do about that? Nothing. I can keep trying in the real world and have a good life. But also, the real life is also very hard, because if you're broke, it's hard. If you make money, it's also hard, because you have to do the work in the real world, like these live streams, or the richness goes away, right? Or whatever you want to call it. And if you're in the middle, it probably hurts the most, because you can never make it. You're making just paycheck to paycheck. You feel like you're getting ahead, but there's also one bad news, and you're right back at square one. So it's always going to be hard. But life is suffering. Question, can you plug your laptop in? Never. I'm going to the gym, but I appreciate you. Nice. Yes, sir. Our kids have to learn how to struggle. I agree. Exactly. Okay, we're getting too deep about these DAI questions. All right. Get yourself on the 10K fast track if you're serious. Get yourself on the next live stream. 155 you guys here. It's been a great stream. Buy the dips. Buy whatever you want at the end of the day. But this video was more about just realizing what were the gains on altcoins compared to Bitcoin. A majority of those blue chips got beat by Bitcoin. Now, hopefully they come back and they do beat that. But just where we are right now, a lot of guys are getting themselves stuck. And we don't want to be stuck. With that being said,